Oh, hi, Mark. Today is Thursday, and that means Acting Analysis Day, and today I'm going to take a look at Tomb Raider. I was going to start with ER. I have so many clips from that show. I have to go at least once a month with a combination of a couple of clips. There's so much to see. But then over the weekend, I watched Tomb Raider, and I thought with all the spectacle and all the action, all the stuff that's going on, there was a specific scene that stood out where less is more kind of caught my eye. And there's going to be another movie I will reference later on, but let's take a look at this sequence. So they just revealed that there is tremendous death here in this hole, and they have to put a ladder over this massive obstacle. And here we go, they're prepping it, and now they have to decide who goes first. And what I liked was this one. I know this is very short, and that's going to be it. But the thing is, every now and then you have scenes where you just want to do less is more. And it's also part of his kind of slimy character portrayal. And he's not, I mean, he has some outbursts every now and then, but in this case, it's just that arrogant kind of, villainy. He's just not the good guy in this movie. Clearly, he's the bad guy. But the way he does it, where he just goes, go. And there are times where you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do crazy gestures and head accents or like crazy outbursts. Sometimes a little head nod, an eye flare, or just kind of a long look. It's just enough. So for instance, speaking of eye flares, let's take a look at Wrath of Khan. So I'm going to step away from Tomb Raider for a little bit and just show you that little moment there. So you have the reveal. If you haven't seen it, they just have been captured by Khan and his minions there. And it's this long, drawn out reveal, takes the gloves off. And then you see the scarf, and everybody's waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's long, and you wonder, who is this? What's going to happen? You just see half of the face, and he goes, wait a minute. And then once he takes the mask off, the visor, Chekhov freaks out and goes, Khan. And all he does is this. As all I'm seeing is here, it's obviously both eyes, but look again, look at his eyes. He goes, Khan. And that's it. All he does is an eyelids raise if you're in your blend shapes or in your whatever, character controls on your rig. But it's so good. It's not, I'm Khan, or here I am, like whatever you want to have. It's just a stare and a flare. It's so good. So going back to Tomb Raider, you can see a slow turnaround. We're seeing a couple characters here, and he already knows who's supposed to go, but we have this character who is almost looking into the camera, and they all look, and she has a little hesitation, goes, wait, what? And then he just looks, even though he kind of looks above her. It's kind of interesting, but he has that little, it's just so good. It's such a small little frame by frame here. You can see that little raise, unless he's looking at the father and then her, but it's just that small little moment here. Kind of go, and it's not even and then like a bigger head move or a gesture with his hand or something. It's just that little It's such a cool small moment, and I think when you put something like that in, and that long stare, it can really serve as contrast, where you have potentially something more menacing or something just broader, and then you just have that moment where everything calms down, and especially that long lead up where nothing happens, and as an audience you go like, what's going to happen? And then a reveal is just a little look, and it kind of breaks that tension in such a small way, but it still works. And speaking of Star Trek, there's actually another one. If you look at Star Trek Nemesis, Shinzon, played by Tom Hardy, he has this moment where he waits for his minion again to leave, and the character is not leaving, and he just kind of looks, and then
I'll go.
For him, it seems obvious that she has to go, and he has that moment of, I go, and it's so good. It's just that small, the look, the eye darts, and realizing, she doesn't get it. She needs to go. She needs to leave. And he has that little look of, not go. And it's small. And I love those tiny little moments where you don't always have to have the big villainous gestures and over-the-top performances, which they have their place. And in some movies, it's great. For instance, like Demolition Man, which I always listen to and watch when I do anything in the office. Wesley Snipes, he just has so much fun chewing up the scenery and going big, and I like it. I mean, it's subjective. I like it a lot in that scene, but those little moments where less is more to me are sometimes so effective. Might not make the whole movie better, but something in your performance to think about. And I think something that's worth adding to your character scenes, again, just for contrast, it doesn't always have to be big. You can start a shot big and then end small, where that little eye flare or that little look or like a slight tilt on the head can just be enough. So that's it, short and sweet. I just want to highlight that. I want to do something else. So next week is going to be ER, but I just watched that and I thought that's kind of neat. That's something I quickly want to bring up. And if you like this, give this a like. If you have other scenes where you have small, very subtle character moments, write a comment, let me know, send me a link, that would be super cool. If you want to get notifications for all my uploads, as always, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button for all the upload notifications. And if you watch the whole thing till the very end, as always, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow for an F&A.